Hey everybody, welcome to Comics Now for December 2018.
From the shining domicile that is Pittsburgh Comics, my old mannered comic shop owner, Colin McMahon, transforms into the world's greatest comic book talking TV host. Join us true believers for Comics Now!
I love December just because I make it as much fun as I can. Leading up to Christmas, I do the 12 Days of Festivus sale, where I do a goofy little sale every day leading up. And I'm going to throw some other things in there this month. So if you want to see what's going on, follow me on Facebook or Twitter or watch the website. I'm always posting exactly what's going on. So look at those spots. Also in the store, I always do a monthly promotion. I decided to do Dark Horse because Dark Horse has a lot of neat books. They're kind of a forgotten publisher right now. They kind of lost a lot of their big licenses, things like Star Wars, Buffy. So they have a lot of good library of stuff. So I want to kind of do a little spotlight on them this month. Also, so double points all month long will be on Dark Horse graphic novels. And for book club this month that we're doing on Friday, December 28th, we're going to do a book called Krampus, which is kind of a friend of Santa Claus. Well, not really, but kind of the anti-Santa Claus. And I thought that would be a little interesting one to do this year. So we're doing Krampus for book club at the end of the month, and the month promotion is Dark Horse Comics. So this year is a little different than most as far as December goes. We have a skip week in December this year. We've had a couple in the past, but it hasn't been every year. But because Christmas falls on a Tuesday, there is no way for Diamond Comic Distributors to get us the books for Wednesday. UPS won't deliver business deliveries on Monday, on Christmas Eve. They just do residential that day. So they'd have to get us books out for Wednesday and then have us another shipment on Friday for the following week, and that's a little too much for them. So what we do is we have a skip week, where basically we have a very small selection of books that we'll get the week before that we hold for that week. So the week between Christmas and New Year's is going to be not a ton of stuff. DC has some graphic novels. Some other publishers just have kind of a book like Dynamite has Mars Attacks 3. Nothing super exciting. But Marvel actually embraced it this year and really jumped in. In prior years, we've had like the starts of events. I think Blackest Night started on a skip week one year. But Marvel really decided to jump in this year, and we're getting the Fantastic Four wedding of Ben and Alicia Masters is going to be in the skip week. The new X-Force #1 is going to be the skip week. And Superior Spider-Man is going to be the skip week. So they have some fun books to get people into the store. And plus you're going to have all those Christmas gift cards. You're going to have the stuff that you didn't get for Christmas that you want. I'm sure we might have a sale. But to get people in that week, we'll have a little bit, but it'll be kind of an off week. The fun thing for us as retailers is that means we don't have a bill due for that week, which is kind of nice. It's like a little bonus. Since Marvel is decided to embrace skip week and make December a little more fun, I'm going to start with Marvel and tell you everything that's going on with Marvel in December. Starting off, we have X-Men: The Exterminated. This is the epilogue to Extermination, and Cable, who died, I believe, in issue 1, is now being remembered and eulogized by his X-Men family. We also have X-Force #1. This is bringing the original team back, and they are hunting down the person that killed their original leader of Cable. So it's going to be fun. This is by Ed Brisson and Dylan Burnett, and this should be really good. Fantastic Four, I already said we have the wedding. That's of Ben and Alicia Masters. It's a big oversized issue. It also has an untold story of their courtship, and it also includes Johnny's bachelor party. There's also going to be a Fantastic Four wedding special, which is going to be the bachelorette party, and also when Ben has to sit down with his father-in-law, who also happens to be the puppet master. So hijinks will ensue, I'm sure. Killmonger #1. This is a new one from Brian Hill. The bad guy from the Black Panther movie. This book is going to be telling his story. So if you want to get his full backstory, they're gonna really flesh it out here. Season's Beatings is a holiday special featuring Deadpool, of course. We have a new one, Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier's Bucky's been all sorts of things. He was a Russian operative, unbeknownst to him. He's been the man on the moon protecting Earth. When Nick Fury became the Watcher, very long, complicated story. But Bucky is now, he's redeemed himself. He feels he's redeemed himself, and now he's going to go off on a mission to help other people redeem themselves. So this is from Kyle Higgins and Rod Rice, but a new Winter Soldier series. They're doing a Defenders event, and it's going to be 5 issues and then a one-shot where the original Defenders, who were the original non-team, people who would never be on a team, got together just through happenstance, and they're going to all get together through different events happening to them to take on a bad guy doing things for the greater good. So it's going through. There's going to be an Immortal Hulk, a Namor, a Doctor Strange, and a Silver Surfer one-shot. Those are the original Defenders, and then there's going to be a Defenders #1 conclusion to that. So that should be fun. If you're a big Defenders fan, I used to get it long time ago. So yeah, joining together the greatest non-team of all time was their little catchphrase on that. Superior Spider-Man #1. This is a Spider-Geddon team-up. This is coming out also the skip week. And this is Doc Ock is now in one of his clone bodies. Instead of being the Superior Octopus, is going back under the mantle and becoming Superior Spider-Man again to deal with the bad guys from Spider-Geddon. We're also getting a Miles Morales Spider-Man, a new series coming from Saladin Ahmed and Javier Garron, bringing him back. He's going to be in the new movie, the video game, so they want to get him his own book again. Spider-Geddon wraps up in December, so all the little mini-series and everything are going to wrap up in December. Also, Infinity Wars is wrapping up in December. And spinning out of the end of Infinity Wars, we're also getting Infinity Wars Fallen Guardian. One of the Guardians of the Galaxy makes the ultimate sacrifice to save the universe, and they're going to be remembering him. And then they're also doing an Infinity, the Infinity symbol epilogue to the series, talking about what's coming next for those characters and the big Universal stuff. We're getting a Merry X-Men Holiday Special, which is, they like to do these things in the seasons, which is fun. It's going to be an X-Men Holiday Special. West Coast Avengers rolling along, but they're starting a new one called City of Evils, where they have all kind of moved to LA and grouped together and created this group. And apparently the bad guys in LA kind of liked how it was, and they're not real happy that they're there. So the next story arc in that is going to be the bad guys teaming up to take them down. Doctor Strange #9 has Doctor Strange back on Earth. Throughout this run with Mark Waid, he's been off planet, and now he's finally coming back to Earth to help protect us. And then the last thing that Marvel has going on is some Star Wars stuff. They're doing this book called Age of Republic, and it's going to be telling a story through all of the prequels, dealing with different characters through each, and it's going to be going on for several months. And the first one that's coming up in December, we're getting a Qui-Gon Jinn book and a Darth Maul book. So those two guys from the first prequel, as we all remember. And the last thing with Star Wars is Darth Vader is wrapping up at issue 25. That's wrapping up Charles Soule's run, and I'm sure they will continue because Darth Vader is by far the best-selling of the Star Wars books. They're just going to give somebody else a chance to play with that toy. So, moving on, we get to DC. Now, DC does, even though they're only going to be shipping 3 weeks worth of books, which is going to be a lot of fun in January when we're going to have 5 weeks worth of books. So, January is going to be nuts for DC. But they have a lot of really good stuff coming out in December, though. We have Batman Who Laughs by Scott Snyder and Jock. Scott Snyder introduced the Batman Who Laughs in the pages of Metal. And basically, he's Batman Joker, where this Batman killed Joker, and the Joker toxin turned him into basically Joker. So you have the craziness of the Joker with the intelligence and planning ability of Batman, and he's fairly lethal. Bruce Wayne of our Earth now has to figure out how he can stop the Man Who Laughs, because he's fairly ruthless, and he kind of comes to the conclusion that the only way to stop him is to kill him. And will he break his code of not killing in order to take him down? So we'll see how this goes with Jock. If you're not familiar with Jock's art, it's fantastic. Freedom Fighters. Now, I'm a big fan of the Freedom Fighters. I remember the 70s series that I loved with Uncle Sam and Phantom Lady and the Human Bomb and Doll Man. But basically, what the freedom fighters are, they live on Earth X. And on Earth X, the Germans won World War II. And in the years after that, they eradicated all the meta-humans and all the superheroes so that they can't stop them. And in the process, killed the original freedom fighters. Well, this is now years later, and a new group of heroes has emerged to take out the Nazis. So that's what this Freedom Fighters book is going to be. It's by Robert Venditti, who's done he had a huge run on the Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns and the Green Lantern book before that, and Eddie Burroughs. So this one should be good. Goddess Mode is a new one from Vertigo. The idea behind this one is that all of humanity's needs are taken care of by a godlike artificial intelligence. And Cassandra Price has the horrible job of doing tech support on this AI. And she's just very, oh, I need this, I need that, having to deal with things like this. And that's basically her job. But in doing so, she discovers that there's a digital world just below our own. And in this, there's a bunch of women superheroes who are fighting to keep the cheat codes to our reality safe. So, a little different. Martian Manhunter is a new one coming out. Martian Manhunter character has been around forever, but they're taking an interesting spin on it. This is by Steve Orlando and Riley Rossmo. And basically, what if Martian Manhunter, who was a policeman on Mars before the entire planet was eradicated and he was the last survivor, what if he was a corrupt and dirty cop over there, and this is his chance to redeem himself on Earth, and that's how this is going. So, interesting take. A lot of the creators who are like friends and have seen previews of this have really been talking it up. So I'm looking forward to this one. They're doing another new talent showcase where they get new artists and new writers to do little short stories so you can kind of get a feel for them. Sasquatch Detective, and my only note on this one is, yep, I think it is what it sounds like. Aquaman 43. We just wrapped up the Justice League Aquaman Drowned Earth storyline. We have a big Aquaman movie coming out in December. So they're not relaunching it. We're getting just the next issue, but they're putting a new creative team on it with Kelly Sue DeConnick. Kind of coming back to comics. She'd gone off to Hollywood or TV for a little bit. But she's coming in and she's taking over Aquaman, kind of in the post-Drowned Earth world. I don't want to give away the end of that because it just happened. But it's going to be leading to many more new adventures for Aquaman with real solid creator with a good history. So that should be really good. We have Batman Annual 3. This is by Tom Taylor, not Tom King. They get confused a lot. And Otto Schmidt. And this is basically looking at a day of Batman through Alfred's eyes and seeing what's going on through a little different perspective. Detective Comics 994. This is the new creative team of Peter Tomasi and Doug Mahnke taking over this. Two of my favorite creators. I absolutely loved Peter Tomasi's Superman run. Both these guys worked on Green Lantern Corps a long time ago before New 52. And Doug Mahnke's art I've just always enjoyed. So they're starting this storyline. This is going to take us up to Detective Comics 1000, which I believe will be in March. So I'm excited to see how this goes. Doomsday Clock number 8 is coming out this month. Yay! So, but really, really good story. Just been a little bit slow, but that's okay. Shazam number 1. We're getting a Shazam movie, and Jeff Johns, who wrote the Shazam backups in the Justice League issues back in New 52 that kind of made a story, is taking over and is writing this new Shazam book with Dale Eaglesham. And it's a teenager turned superhero, Billy Batson, struggles to balance school and superheroing. So I think it's going to be more on the lighter side and more dealing with the youth part of Shazam as opposed to Captain Marvel being very Superman-like. So that should be good. Now, going on to some of the other publishers. We have Image has a new one from Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans called Die. And it's about game players. And die has the dual connotation of dying and the die that you roll to play the game. And basically, the elevator pitch on this one was Goth Jumanji. So that sounds up your alley. Should be good. Prodigy, this is a new one from Mark Millar and Raphael Albuquerque. And it's about this man, Edison Crane, who is the smartest man in the world, the greatest businessman in the world, a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Just, he's everything. and he's bored and he's trying to find new things to do. So now countries are coming to him to deal with problems that they can't solve. So this looks like an interesting one. Obviously another Netflix pitch, but we'll see how this goes. The Freeze #1. A mysterious event has frozen everyone on all of humanity on Earth except for Ray. Ray did not get frozen. So now it's up to Ray to figure out how to unfreeze everybody and save humanity. But he also has the dilemma of, do all people deserve to be saved? And who makes those decisions? Hardcore #1. This is from Andy Diggle, where Hardcore is basically a company that has developed a process where they can make all humans drones, and they can take over your body to do missions and things like that against your will. And this is what happens when Agent Drake, who is their best agent, gets put into a body against his will, and he only has 72 hours to figure out who did it and what happened before things go bad. Self-Made is a new one. This is what happens when in the kingdom of Arcadia, when some magical things turn into chaos and a person gets a chance to confront their god. This is by Australian is doing this one, so it's got a little different twist. I think it's his first book. I remember listening to a podcast about it. Dark Horse, speaking of Dark Horse, they have some coming out. We have, of course, the Hellboy Winter Special. They like doing these every year, and it's just a nice little revisiting the Hellboy character and bringing him back. They have one called LaGuardia, which is basically described as a very modern story of immigration. Black Hammer has a one-shot called Thu Louise, focusing on a little girl whose her trouble is because she looks like Cthulhu and the trouble she has in school. And then there's a new Witcher book that is coming out that ties in with the video game storyline. IDW doesn't have a whole lot of new, but one thing that they do have coming that's odd and neat, and I'm happy to have, is they're doing an Avengers book. Marvel doesn't like doing all ages books, so they farm this out to IDW, who does very well with all ages books. They've been doing their Star Wars Adventures books. We just got the Spider-Man in November, and so now we're getting an Avengers book, which is great because I'd love to put these books in kids' hand, but an 8-year-old's not going to understand what's going on in the big Avengers book and want to read an 8-issue story arc. So it's great to have these books to put in kids' hands that aren't either dumbed down or just an adaptation of a cartoon or something. So I'm very happy to be getting these. Dynamite has some stuff coming out. We have Vampirella versus Reanimator, if you remember the Reanimator movie. This is by Cullen Bunn, so it's got some quality writing behind it. And we also have Hack Slash versus Chaos. So if you ever want to see Cassie Hack versus Lady Death, this will be your chance. Boom has some fun stuff coming too. We're getting another Claws book. Claws versus the Crying Snowman. Or Claws and the Crying Snowman. Maybe he works with the Crying Snowman. I'm sorry. But Claws has been a fun book. It's Grant Morrison doing the secret origin of Santa Claus. And they have one called Wizard Beach. And what happens when Hexley seeks out his uncle Salazar, who's a great wizard, and he wants him to teach him how to be a great wizard. But when he finally finds Uncle Sally, he's just sitting on the beach and he doesn't want anything to do with it. There's too much politics involved in wizarding, and he just wants to chill on the beach and stay out of it all. They're also doing a book called Planet of the Apes Simian Age. The Apes books have done really, really well. There's a lot of people that really like that stuff. And this is going to be an anthology book giving you stories that can take place in any of the movies, anytime, the original movies, the more recent movies. So it's going to be a bunch of anthologies. And there were some really big names attached to this as well. And then the last thing I have, there wasn't a lot from some of the smaller publishers, no new real #1s or anything, but the last new #1 we have is from a company that is near and dear to me because they treat me really, really well, and that's Valiant. And if you've been in the store, I have the big standee of Livewire for Livewire #1, and this is coming out in December. And basically, she had to make a decision to save her Psiots. She had to mess with the electromagnetic field of Earth, and now she's hunted. And it's the story of, with the whole world hunting her, what kind of hero will she be, or will she be one at all? So it's going to be a story, see where she goes with that, how she takes that. We also have Ninja K is wrapping up. So that's ending, I believe, at issue 12. That is another nice thing that Valiant does, is they don't just keep adding and adding and adding. They'll end a series and then they'll bring us something new so that they don't overwhelm the shelves, which I greatly appreciate. So, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great Christmas season. Come visit me. We have all sorts of good stuff. Don't forget, we have gift cards if people are looking for stuff. Or you can always tell me if there's something you want. I had a girl in Saturday handed me a stack of graphic novels and said, save these. My grandma will be in next week. So I'm always happy to help. One fun thing is the big shopping bags I got, I found black ones when I was at Sam's Club, and I was all excited, and people wonder why when I hand them a black bag, I'm happy about it. It's, well, because you can't see what's in it, where the white ones you could. So if you're shopping with someone and you don't want them to know that you bought them something, I can help you. So thanks for watching. Have a great holiday season. Keep an eye on the website and Facebook and stuff. I'll be posting the different sales and promotions and fun stuff I do all December long. So keep an eye on that. And again, December's Dark Horse month. All the Dark Horse graphic novels are double points. We're doing Krampus for a book club at the end of the month. And if you have any questions, you can always find me. Reach out to me on the website or call in at pittsburghcomics.com. Facebook is Pittsburgh Comics, and Twitter and Instagram are PGH Comics. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for Comic Previews Theater. Thanks. On December 1st, Jubilee found the perfect present.
Shugo, you don't know how lucky you are. Seriously, a full month in Hawaii? An actual Christmas vacation? That never happens for an X-Man. And let me tell you, kid, I'm glad you're not old enough to be embarrassed by your mom, because I'm gonna be doing some serious sunbathing. You miss that kind of thing when you're a vampire, you know?
Long story.
Aha, here we go. Feels like 23 years since I put this thing on. I just wish we had some time to do proper Christmas shopping before we caught our flight. But, hey, that's Ileana's old doll. Didn't even realize I tossed it out here. You really like this old thing, huh, kiddo? Guess that's your present sorted out then. Come on, our ride's here, and I want to see if Santa comes to a beach on a surfboard. Maybe we can put a star on top of a palm tree or...
Swang!
Barak atah Adonai el Olenlahu. Blessed are you, Lord our God, who has sanctified us with your commandment and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah light. 12 million people lived here in Genosha. A mega sentinel wiped them out, without hesitation, without mercy, simply because they were mutants. One of them was my dad. All that's left of these people are ghosts, spirits embodied through the person of a kid who calls herself Wicked. Their lives, their dreams, their futures were stolen from them by hate. Never again. I'm Kate Pryde, leader of the X-Men. I'm done dancing on the sidelines of history, saving our planet from the shadows. The time's come to make a real difference, in the name of those who died here. In defiance of those who ordered them killed, I'm going to save the world, the right way. And the best way to do that, I figure, no matter how long it takes, or how hard the journey, is to run for president, and win. This I promise, Dad, before I'm done. From these ashes will rise a better, brighter, truly joyous future.
Oh, honey, how will you shovel out the car in time? Those stores close in an hour. We don't have anything for our dinner, and my parents are coming over.
I can do this, Janet. I can do this. What the heck? Holy crow!
Who was that? Looked like Wolverine, but Wolverine's claws don't get all hot like that, do they?
They do now, kiddo. They do now. If you ask me, those hot claws just save Hanukkah.
Hashtag hot claws.
And then I said, Caroling. My middle name is Carol.
Ha 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 ha, that's hilarious, because it's not.
It's Winston. Almost all different letters. O, Gene, Fun, E. Wait, what did I just say?
What did I just say?
For a moment, nothing was worse than this Carol bit, but this sweater is a tight second in every way.
Why are we together? What is this?
That sounds like a question for Mutton Chop's knife hands.
What is this?
Oh, this?
super cheap polywool blend. Do you smell eggnog?
What? Where are we now?
Hun, remember when we went to Flip Flops Resorts for Christmas?
No, Wade. This isn't real.
Unlimited pina coladas are real as hell. Remember when I slayed Limbo Night and...
Snap out of it!
Not the Charco! And oh my god, I would never go to Flip Flops Resorts!
Someone or something is creating these fake Christmas memories.
Okay. Did you throw that stuff with your mind?
Yes, I'm trying to.
Noise!
If you can shut up for a second, I'm trying to figure out how to get us out of here.
Do we have to?
What are you talking about?
Sure, it's on Brain Crazy, but when was your last nice Christmas? Is this a cozy alternate reality death trap? Maybe. But really, MK McDeathy? Kinda just a Tuesday for you. Maybe I just don't feel like being alone. Gene! Gene! Gene!
Already regretting this.
Do you think Magneto has a hard time decorating his tree?
Merry Christmas, Wade.